This is Justin Searle with Think Ad Group. We are brewing solutions with the Car Guy Coffee Podcast. Let's brew!
Fourth question is, it's very brief. What got you to think about the company that you're currently running right now and also being part of being the regional manager? For you, Derek, what made you say, I want to start Think Ad Group?
So I would say that all started back in 2008, during kind of the first crash or when the recession hit in 2008. We had a dealership back then. I was a general manager of this dealership out here in California, Dodge dealership. We were doing great.
Right.
Killing it. And I always kind of had a passion for marketing. We didn't use a lot of outside sources. I would want to figure things out myself and just kind of did everything internally, right? You know where I'm coming from with that. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I would see things, and hear about products that were out there, but I was like, man, we could make something maybe a little bit better than that and just do it in-house, and save ourselves some money. So we always did in-house marketing, and had really good success with it. One of the first softwares I ever built was on mistake. Sitting at my desk, I was applying for a credit card, and it was like, get approved in like 10 seconds, right? I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. Get approved in 10 seconds. Fill it out, boom, got approved. I was like, dang, man, this gave me an idea. So I said, what if I built a little system, call it 7-second car loan. I'll cut a radio commercial. I'll go on the air and say, hey, if you got challenge credit, can't get approved, give me a call. We can get you approved in little as 10 seconds or 7 seconds. Go on this website, no credit check, no nothing. Just answer some questions. We'll say, hey, we might be able to get you approved. We'll get a hold of you. And I did that, and it killed it. It killed it. So we had that product, and I ended up selling it, to people, and they were buying it. Dealerships would call me, hey man, how do you do that? Who'd you buy that from? I'm like, whoa. Man, we might be onto something here, right?
Yeah.
So it was kind of a natural transition when our dealership closed. We lost it, unfortunately, like a lot of people did. And back then,
it was a tough year. Yeah.
I just kind of took my whole team that I had there at the dealership, went and opened up Think Ad Group, and we started it. And that's kind of where it started off, man. I took my whole crew, and we just started doing marketing from that point, and that's kind of when we got into the staffed event business. So that's what kind of got us starting that way back then. Is how it all started in 08.
That's really cool. We were out on the road in 08. So it actually, the company I was with was All Star Marketing, and we definitely during that time we actually did really well because dealers were needing us. I'm sure you know what I'm saying. Like they were calling left and right, like, hey, what can we do to help? And we were, I was busy. That was probably one of the busiest years I made. I was fortunate. I did really well that year, but I know a lot of dealers who did not, and even friends whose stores shut down, or even if they had multiple stores, they had to, consolidate, So unfortunate, but it was, once again, it was people rose from those ashes. They did well. If you're a good person and you know what you're doing, you're going to come back, and you're going to come back tenfold, especially in the 10 years afterwards were amazing. It was just like bang, 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 bang. So, So Justin, what about you, my friend? What made you say, you know what, I want to jump in with Think Ad Group? This is the company.
I got whacked, man. Got fired. Got blown out.
Yeah.
I've only been with Derek about 6 months, and I was running a store before that. And I actually had worked at that store for a very long time. I actually worked there two separate times. And I went back there in 18, and we had a great year. 18 was a great year. And 19 was a struggle. And, I'm not ashamed of it. It happens in the car business. I was running the store. Yeah, I was running the store, and it fell on my shoulders. And what's cool about the story is The day I get fired, I had my wife come pick me up. I left the demo. She picks me up, and within 2 hours, Derek called me because a mutual friend of ours had told him that. And Derek and I have been friends for years. So from doing the staffed mail events, he would come to my store, and he called me. He said, "Bro, just come work for me." And I said, "Tell me more," And within 18 hours, my wife and I had decided that was the direction we were going to go. And a week in, 2 weeks in, there was no turning back. No turning back.
That's awesome.
We closed the deal. My very first guy I called was an old dealership I had worked at in New Jersey. And I called the guy, didn't know what I was saying, didn't even know what our solutions were, didn't even know what our products were. I said, "Hey, I got a guy who's going to talk to you." And
Reco.
Boom.
Yeah.
So from then on, it was like,
Yeah.
Derek, I got a guy. We got to talk to him on Monday. Okay. We closed them, and it was smooth sailing, really. I mean, there was no turning back.
No.
I made a commitment to my wife that I love the car business. Don't get me wrong. I've always loved it. But I miss my kids grow up. I spent a lot of time, 70 plus hours a week at the store. And I have kids that are grown now, miss them grow up. I still have a couple of little kids. And I made a commitment that I was all in. I'm all in with Derek. And
That's awesome.
That's that.
Man, that's a good battle buddy.
That is it. When you find a good battle buddy or a company or something you can get behind, there's something powerful about that. You're 6 months in, and I'm going to tell you, you're starting to put a splash out there already. Mm-hmm. Keep splashing, man. Keep splashing. I mentioned when we had our little pre-talk before, Justin, that, we were talking about using social media, and I've only been on social media for about 5 months. I don't know if y'all noticed, but now I'm all over damn thing.
You're everywhere.
I don't go to those 10 times conferences, but I'm a massive action buddy. I believe in that 10 times, so you have to do it. It's consistency. And if you keep putting yourself out there and people are going to start hearing it, and it's because there's a lot of people who do it for a week, 2 weeks, and they stop. Mm-hmm. And then you don't hear from them again. Mm-hmm. I've seen people who commit to doing videos every day and then they stop. It's one of those things, like it makes you look like you're not somebody I could trust. So the more you're consistent, trust me, and especially with the social media game, it is such a good tool for all of us. It really is. And I think you guys are already tapping into that already. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's the one thing that, And Evelyn's the
it's good.
Boss us around about that. She's always mad at Derek for not posting enough.
She's amazing. Yeah. She gets on me. She yells at me about it.
That's good to have that. You got to have accountability. And that's, that's why I have Lou. Lou holds me accountable. Like, I don't want to disappoint my partner. He don't want to disappoint me. So when we have a schedule, we make sure it happens. We do our best to, we might be running a little late. We might be doing, but we always make things happen, and we definitely have that going on. And I love it. So I know Lou likes to always hit the person with the fifth question. So what you got for him, Lou?
And I want to make sure that we bridge all of this together. So car guys, car gals, the importance of battle buddies is on another episode. Make sure you go check it out on the Car Guy Coffee podcast. Reach back there, listen to that, understand how important it is to be connected with somebody. And that's kind of more or less the direction I believe our next series is going into, because we're coming out of a stage where we thought we had everything going. We thought we knew what goals we had, and then everything went shift. Hold on a second. We need to now recalibrate what it is that we're looking at and make new connections. So that's kind of where I think we're going with this is making new connections, making new things happen and come together and correlate properly. And that's the importance of entertaining anybody that's in advertisement, anybody that's selling you a car. You know what I mean? You're wanting to make that connection, but it takes
rapport.
Though there's a change up, you also have to have consistency, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fred just talked about how long you've actually known about him in social media land, right? Mm-hmm. He grabbed the same tools that everybody else has the opportunity to take, the same opportunity that everybody has the chance to take. He has taken and has poured out himself into it, and now everybody knows about him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. You can take that on a small level, make it a bigger level, or go huge level, right? So Fred took a couple, just actually all these tools of the way to market yourself from dealership flow and took it to the rest of the masses and is letting other people reap from that and grow from that. Mm-hmm. At the dealership, I'm on the background. Again, I love more or less producing and stuff, but we produce the dealership. I'm the mascot of the store. If you look up any of our dealership in our local area, I am all down for being in front of the camera if it wasn't me. You know what I mean? And if I'm producing, the connection that I had with Tony Melito to begin with, our dealer at the moment, was literally trying to sell him connections to leads and mail. That's how I met him.
Yeah.
There's a weird way that made us all flow together to now working at the same stores together or inside of the same group.
And dominating.
Fred takes his focus off of a couple other things and focuses hard on social media and his access to it. And now everybody sees that. I am more than excited to take what it is that you guys have, deposit that into other people, take what it is that other people have, deposit that into my own life and find success in it. But there has to be a consistency mindset. Though we have calamity, and like you said, inside of, and I hope this is layered enough for you all, and philosophy and thought.
Question is coming, I promise.
Yeah, I am the longest question asker. That's why I asked the last one, okay? But you said that you only are where it is that you are because of what came from a calamity, what came from a collapse of business. Justin, you're where you're at because of a calamity. Something went wrong. When something hits the house, like a loss of job or a loss of business or anything like that, for all of you that are listening and everybody's going through that calamity now, that is that opportunity for us to determine how we're going to rebuild. And inside of the Land of Solutions, we're finding ways to rebuild and rebuild together, because what you have, I need in my store or in my philosophy and way of life. You know what I mean? I don't necessarily always connect with every vendor, but somehow or another, I try to find a way to learn from them or uptick the level of the vendor I have, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Leverage that in any way possible. So inside of that, what is it that you do, your philosophy or your flow on making sure to stay consistent inside of calamity? I'll start with Derek.
So what we do is I feel like opportunities come out of every downfall with anything in life. It could be looked at as an opportunity, a way to get better, a way to do things different. And no different than when this happened with everything that's going on now. We were off to a record year. I mean, over and above what we forecasted. We were probably 4 to 5 times more than what our forecast was for the year. I mean, just really some mind-blowing numbers. When all this started to crumble down, what we didn't do was panic, you know, where a lot of people would panic in a situation like that. We wanted to look and seek what we could do to help build our business up through relationships, which is when we kind of jumped in all this, you know, got heavy on LinkedIn and started doing things. And my friend Steve Larinaga always told me this, and I always use it all the time, and my guys get sick of me saying it all the time, but the difference between a contract and a contact is the letter R, and that's relationship.
Oh, dude, I'm going to write that down.
Is that strong? Write that down. I'm going to give credit to my boy, Steve Larinaga.
Oh, that's a good one.
Wow. The only difference between those 2 words is the letter R, contract and contact, right? And that relationship is so important, right? So when we started doing this, we thought, you know, Justin, what do you think about if we do this? And we collectively talked about it, me and my whole team. What if we just give some stuff away for free, man? What if we just reach out to people who typically think vendors are crazy, they hang up on us, they don't want to talk to us? What about if we just reach out to them and let them know, like, hey, look, we know you're down right now. We're not going to ask a penny from you. We don't want a penny from you. We want to help you. We want to assist you. We're not asking for anything in return. And we truly, truly want to help. So we started developing products immediately when all this started happening. And we jumped into the think tank. We call it a little think tank. We jumped in our little think tank, and we're talking like, okay, what can we build right now that could help everybody? And that's when we started building out these solutions, man. And started giving them out. We were giving them out to everybody. And you know, they've been killing it. So Our thing is continued now. What is building those relationships, like we're building with you guys, you know, and building with dealers, and we reached out to a lot of dealers to help them, man, and it's been great, you know. And I think there's light at the end of the tunnel of this.
No doubt there is.
Yes. Be better for everybody, because we're all helping each other out. When do vendors come around trying to give stuff away for free?
Right.
I mean,
never.
You know, some companies can't. I have a lot of buddies that are vendors out there, and some of their products they may not be able to do. And
sure,
and, you know, we're in a pretty good position. We were able just to say, hey, look, we'll do it. Not a penny, not a dime, and it worked out great.
And it is, and I'm going to tell you something. It's going to come back to you tenfold. The more you give, the more you get, and especially because it comes from a good place of the heart. You know, is it going to benefit you in the future? Sure. We all deserve that when we do the right things all the time. Mm-hmm. You know,
you will grow.
But what you're doing right now is saving some people. You're helping people get more business. You're helping them feel like there's a solution out there for them. You are a solutionary right now, and man, appreciate that, man. That's so good that you're doing that. That is honestly. It's not just, you know, Evelyn talking to me. It's not just, you know, Justin sitting down and trying to get with us. It was the product that you have and what I'm hearing from other people. So it's really good. Your buzz is starting to buzz, if you know what I mean. So, you know, props to you. So Justin.
Yeah.
So what is it that you do or would be the fundamental part of the roast that is Justin that makes you stay consistent inside of calamity?
So, you know, I'm an ultra positive person, but it might sound easy in my videos, like, you know, I come off positive and I am positive, but it's a fight, man. You gotta make yourself, you know, be positive. And my wife said something to me 10 years ago. She said, only you can make yourself happy. And I believe that. I believe in the power of positive thinking. And, you know, through the coronavirus and everything, there's been a few days where I haven't wanted to work. And I get reminded of my why real quick, right? You know, my family, I got to get up. I got to get on the phone. I got to have some people hang up on me. Sometimes I get to the point where I enjoy that as much as I do like closing the deal. Like, I think it's funny. I get off the phone and laugh, and but I stay positive, and this has been tough. It's been really tough. I've got grown kids that are out of college or supposed to be in college, and can't see their boyfriends and girlfriends and all kinds of stuff and all that drama. And I got to be a leader. I got to keep everybody up, you know? So I make everybody dinner and I say, let's hang out and have a couple cocktails and relax. And so
keep it coming.
You know, and that's the key. You know, like a lot of people talk about positivity. You know, positivity is a mindset. It doesn't mean you're always in a good mood. It does not mean that at all.
Sure.
But what it means that you do understand that there is a better future, that it's always something better. Like, because we're all going to get in a funk. We all do it, but the people who make it through are the ones like, yeah, I'm in a funk and it stinks, you know, but I'm going to be all right. You know, no matter what, I'm going to be okay. I'm going to come up on top from this. So
we all need to be hope dealers.
Yeah.
Whatever it is that we're doing,
that's 100%. That's 100%. And you guys definitely are. And I think that what you're doing right now, and we're going to talk some more here in the Fresh News about it, is awesome. I'm so glad that you are doing it. I think the car world needed it. And hopefully you can keep helping more and more people. And I know that, like I said, it's going to come back to you guys tenfold, no doubt, just from doing what you're doing, man.
That's right. So you all are sowing some great seeds, and you're going to grow a great harvest from it. Car guys, car gals that are listening and are watching, listen, if there's anything that you actually got out of everything that you heard there, you need to make sure that you are making a good connection with people. And sometimes those connections are your battle buddies, you know what I mean? Like Fred and I, like Derek and Justin, like previous guests that we've had on the show, or they're the people that you're connected with right there at work. You have to make that connection. And if you're going to produce inside of getting a solution to people out there, you have to focus on the connection. Greg Smith said, before you can ever inspire, motivate, or influence, you must connect first. And in order for us to be able to have any of the other things, we have to find a way to connect to people, especially in this new way of moving our actual solution to people. So that's what I got out of it. Keep calm and consistent in calamity, but make connections, make solid connections. Yep. They've made a great connection, and your life is in a better place right now, and you're hopeful about the future, and that is very important for us each to do moving forward.
Yep. Most important thing to know is that we're not the only ones dealing with this.
That's right.
The whole world is.
We are all connected.
So if you think of it, what's the difference between you and everyone else? Just being positive and going through this, knowing that there is a better future. So
this time has definitely made us all separate, but somehow connect.
It's a good time to
we may not have had the time to put this together right now had we been doing the rest of our lives. You know what I mean? Yeah. Inside of a normal every
I'd normally be at the dealership right now telling my guys, get my stips.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah.
But car guys and car gals, this has been the 5-Liner with the Think Ad group of Derek and Justin.
That's right.
This is Lou Ramirez, the car guy.
This is Fred Lenars, the subprime hero.
And we will be right back.
Boom.